All right, so what do you think of oxygen putting life back into your life?
Life is good. Oxygen, you need it to live, so I kind of like it.
Yeah. All right, we're just throwing that out there. What do you think of oxygen as our podcast name, putting life back into your life, sharing our habits and routines that we've used over our life?
Yeah.
And today we're going to talk about mindset and exercise because we've both had
It's been a week.
a pretty rough week. Without going into a lot of details, well, quick share. I have a family member who is declining in health, and when you have that, it puts a lot of stress not only on the person who is declining in health, but also the people around the person. And then what I've noticed is their health is now starting to decline and their mindset is starting to decline. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like a trickling effect.
Yeah.
And it's trickled down into, my mindset as well, to the point that I actually started to get migraines. So I started to recognize that the stress in my life was starting to affect me.
Yeah.
And I was able to identify where it was coming from and really root it down into my workouts. And the same kind of happened for you this week, right?
Yeah, I lost somebody that I loved very dearly. And, the first thing I wanted to do was curl up in a ball and cry. And I did allow myself time to cry and grieve. But I had to stay on track. I had to, keep my habits that I do every single day, eating right, exercising, because that's really the only thing that kind of got me through. So, it is important to stay on track because otherwise you could easily downward spiral if you derail.
And it's really easy, right? Because when we're in this state of, sadness for the event, the person, how we feel, how they feel, you don't want to get out of bed and you don't want to move. And, we both showed up today, not on our best game, but we showed up. And so that's what we're talking about. Sometimes the podcast is going to be super light, but we're also going to share what's real and what's happening in our life. And we both had pretty heavy weeks as far as emotions. And we wanted to talk about that because it's true. The one thing that has kept us anchored in our day, we do have those highs and lows when the thoughts come in, but what's kept us anchored is eating well, staying hydrated, doing our workouts. Mm-hmm. And we also, I really wanted to touch base on mindset too. So that's a habit. So we're so used to our habits. It's part of our life. So if exercise and eating healthy is not part of your habit yet, we really encourage you to make that a habit because you're going to need it. Yes, exercise. People think of exercise as I want to look a certain way, and that is definitely a benefit of exercising.
Yeah.
But it's really about keeping you on track in your day and your life. Exercise is really about moving the emotions through your body and also about keeping your physical body strong, but also your mental body. Mm-hmm. So if you're looking at exercise as a chore, we want you to just start to maybe shift your mindset.
Look at it in a different way, because if you're not mentally healthy, you can't be as physically healthy as you want to be. It all starts with your mindset.
Yes, and it's all one.
Yeah.
How you feel physically, how you feel mentally. And we don't always feel our best, but what we do is we keep our commitment to ourselves. That has been, I don't know for you, but for me, that's been a really big factor, mm-hmm. not breaking the promise that I've made to myself about staying on my routines and keeping my workouts, even on those days where I feel off. I said I had a migraine this week, which I've never gotten migraines.
Yeah.
But the stress in my life at that moment was so intense, and I had to recognize that and even work through it. It wasn't my best workout, but
you still did something.
I still did something.
And how'd you feel afterwards? Did you feel so much better?
I felt great. I really did
feel a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
You're not carrying all that burden. You're still grieving, you're still hurting on the inside, but you just feel a little freer.
Yeah. So we really just want to encourage you a couple things. Number one, moving your body, even when you don't feel like it, because there is benefit there physically and mentally. Mm-hmm. Being mindful of what you're eating and thinking, and starting to shift your mindset around exercise, not as a chore, but as this way of refreshing your
It's
life.
rewarding yourself is
Yes.
actually what it is.
Yeah. So there you have it. We are starting our podcast short and sweet for you guys. If there's anything that you'd like for us to talk more about, just let us know in the comments. We hope you enjoyed this, and we look forward to seeing you on the next video.
Be well.
Be well.